Good morning. How is everyone doing? Okay, so I woke up and I made myself breakfast. Made myself a tea. I wore this one. I bought it from Boston. I really love it. It's not my favorite. I'm ashamed to go for it because it says this. It's not banana. It's strawberry. Okay, let's get into it. So I'm still reading the same book, right? Check this out. It's funny. It's funny. Yeah, I'm still reading this book, which is fascinating. The Lean Startup, and I have a mom book, the mom test. I just haven't got it yet. And yes, let's get into it. Give me a second just to set up my stuff. Thinking which is better, lighting wise. This is better than this. No, this is definitely. Okay, we're back. I guess some internet issues took. Anyhow, interesting. Okay. Okay. So we must learn what. Okay, and do you start to validated learning. Validated learning is not after the fact rationalization or a good story designed to hide a failure. It is virtuous method for demonstrating progress when one is embedded in the soul of extreme uncertainty in which startup grows. Validated learning is the process of demonstrating emphatically that a team has discovered valuable truth about a startup present and future business prospect. It is most concrete, most accurate, and faster than market forecasting or classical business planning. It is the principle annotated to the literal problem of achieving failure successfully executing a plan that leads nowhere. Validated learning at IMVU. Let me illustrate. I love the concept validated learning. So let me illustrate. This is what an example from my career. Many audience have heard me recount the story of IMVU's founding and and the many mistakes we made in developing our first product. I'll now elaborate on one of those mistakes to illustrate validated learning clearly. Those of us involved in the founding of IMVU aspire to be serious strategic. What's this company for? IMVU. Wait, give me a second. IMVU. Oh, interesting. Interesting. So IMVU online metaverse and social network where users can create 3D avatars, connected, connect and chat in 3D with other people around the world. Damn. Oh, oh, interesting. This is a cool company. IMB. Okay, let's read about it. Okay. Uh, I will now elaborate one of those mistakes to illustrate validate learning clearly. Most of us involved in the founding IMVU aspired to be serious strategic thinkers. Each of us had participated in previous ventures that had failed, and we were loath to repeat that experience. Our main concern in the early days dealt with the following question: what should we build and for whom? What should we build and for whom? What market could we enter and dominate? How could we build it? I love this. I really like it. Okay, how could we build durable value that would not be subject to by competition? Brilliant strategy. We decided to enter the instant messaging IM market. In 2004, that market had hundreds of millions of consumers actively participating worldwide. However, the majority of the customers who were using IM product were not paying for the privilege. Instead, large media and partial companies such as AOL, Microsoft, and Yahoo operated their IM network as a loss leaders for other services while making modest amounts of money through advertising. IM is an example of the market that involves strong network effects, and that involves strong network effects. Like most communication network, I start to follow Nichols' law. The value of a network as a whole is a what? The value of a network as a whole. Very. Okay, in 2004, the IAM market was locked up by a handful of, uh, of incumbents. The top three network, oh my god, I love this. The top three network controlled more than 80% of the overall usage and were in the process of consolidating their gains in market share at the expense of number of smaller players. The common wisdom was that it was more or less impossible to bring a new AI network to market without spending an extraordinary amount of money on marketing. The reason for that wisdom is simple because of the power of network effect. AI products have high switching cost. To switch from one network to another, customers would have to convince their friend and colleague to switch with them. I love this extra work for it's extra friction, right? So this extra work for customer create a barrier to enter in the IAM market. With all consumers locked in to the project, there is no consumers left with whom to establish a beachhead. At IMVU, we settled on a strategy of building a product that would combine a large mass appeal of traditional MA with the high revenue per customers of the three-dimensional 3D video games and virtual worlds. Because of the near impossibility of bringing a new IM network to market, we decided to build an IM added-on product that would interoperate with the existing network. This customer would be able to adopt the IM via virtual goods and a better communication technology without having to switch IM providers, learn a new user interface, and most importantly, bring their friends with them. In fact, without this last point was essential for the add-on product to be useful. Customer would have to use it with their existing friends. Every communication would come embedded with an invitation to join IMVU, or a product would be inherently viral, spreading throughout our existing network like an epidemic to achieve that it was important that our other projects support as many of the existing network as possible. Okay. 6 months to launch. With this strategy in place, my co-founder and I uh, period of began a period of intense work as the chief technology officer. It was my responsibility, among other things, to write a software that would support IAM entrepreneurially across network. My co-founder and I worked for months, putting and crazy struggling to get our first product release. We gave ourselves hard deadline of 6 months to launch the product and attract our first paying customers. Attract our first paying attract the add-on product was large and complex and had so many moving parts that we had to cut a lot of corners to get it done on time. I want my was the first version was terrible. We spent endless hours arguing about which bugs to fix and which we could live with, which features to cut and which we tried to comment. It was wonderful until 5 times we were full of hope about the possibility of success and full of fear about the consequences of shipping a bad product. Personally, I was worried that the low quality of product would tarnish my reputation. What? Personally, I was worried that the low quality of the product would tarnish my reputation as an engineer. People would think I didn't know how to build a quality product. All of us feared tarnishing the IMV brand. After all, we were charging people money for a product that didn't work very well. What? We all envisioned damning newspapers headlines and entrepreneurs build that failed product. As launch day approached, our fear escalated. In our situation, many entrepreneurial teams gave in the fact and postponed the launch date. Although I understand this impulse, I'm glad we proceed since delay prevents many startups from getting the feedback they need. Our previous failure or previous failures made us more afraid of another, even worse outcome that shipping a bad product, building something that nobody wants, and so teeth clenched and apologies. The IT and we released our product to the public. Launch. And then nothing happened. It turned out that our fear were unfounded, because nobody even tried our products. Okay, that's funny. At first, I was relieved because at least nobody was finding out how bad the product was. But soon, that gave away a serious frustration. After all of hours we had spent arguing about which feature to include and which bugs to fix, our value proposition was so far from that customers weren't getting far enough into experience to find out how bad our design choices were. Customers wouldn't even download our product. Even the ensuring weeks and months, we labored to make our product better. We brought in a steady flow of customers through our online registration and download process. We treated each day's customer as a brand new report card to let us know how we were doing. We eventually learned how to choose the product's positioning so that customers at least would download it. We were making improvement to the underlying product continuously, shipping bugs, fixes, and the new change daily. However, despite our best effort, we were able to persuade only a pathetically small number of people to buy the product. In retrospect, the good decision we made was to set In retrospect, the good decision we made was to set a clear revenue target for those early days. In the first month, we intended to make 300 in total revenue, and we did barely. Many friends and family members were asked, "Okay, back." In retrospect, one good decision we made was to set a clear revenue target for those early days. In the first month, we intended to make $300 in total revenue, and we did barely. Many friends and family members were asked. However, each month, our small revenue target increased. First, to 700, and then they, our struggles increased. Each month, our family frustration escalated. We were making the product better every day, yet our customers' behavior remained unchanged. They still wouldn't use it. Our failure to move the number project used to accelerate our effort to bring customers into our office for a present review than usual to test the quantities. The target created the motivation to engage in a qualitative guidance in the question we asked. This is a pattern we will see throughout this book. I wish I could say that I was the one to realize our mistake and suggest the solution, but in truth, I was the last to admit the problem. In short, our entire strategic analysis of the market was utterly wrong. We figured this okay, through experimentation rather than through a focus approach. Which customers could not tell us what they wanted most of all. They never heard of the demonstrated they feel that for an action. Or an action talking to this. This is funny. This is funny because I guess 3 or 4 days ago, I had a meeting with a product, a very product, well-grounded person. And he said something. He said, "You are never the customer. You cannot be the customer, and you cannot base the product based on your vision because you're not the customer, right?" And like, what happened here is basically they wish they built the whole product upon themselves, right? So they were thinking that they were the customers they were targeting, which is a subconscious action, right? We just need someone to point this out, right? So here, Eh, They are just like admitting this. Like, I wish I could say that I was the one to realize our mistake and suggest a solution, but in the truth, I was the last to admit the problem. In short, our entire strategic analysis of the market was utterly wrong. We figured that our entirely through experimentation rather than through focus group, right? So they were just like through experimentation or market research. Customers could not tell us what they wanted. Most of all, they never heard of 3D avatars of their product. Instead, they revealed the truth through the action or inaction. As we said, as we struggle to make the product better. Talking to customers. Yeah. I love the pattern like that my brain is building, right? It's very fascinating. Oh, what? I have my server working since yesterday. That's funny. I'm sorry. That's stupidly funny. Why? Anyhow. Okay. Uh, Let me just write those stuff. I really need to be reminded of those pieces. You. So here, this chapter is saying talking to the customer, which is a book I'm reading. I feel that is nice. Then, okay. Out of desperation, We decided to talk to some potential customers. We brought them into our office, and said, try this new product. It is IMVU. If the person was a teenager, a heavy user of IMA, or a tech early adopter, he or she would engage with us. Inconsistent. If it was a mainstream person, the response was right. So exactly what would you like me to do? We will get nowhere with the mainstreams group. They both IMVU was too weird. They they thought IMVU was too weird. Imagine a 17 years old girl sitting down with us to look at this product. She chose she chooses her avatar and says, "Oh, this is really fun." She is customizing the avatar, deciding how she is going to book. Then we say, "Alright, it's time to download the instant messaging add-on." And she responded, "What is that?" Okay, I love this. 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 Well, it's the thing that inter interpresents with the instant messaging client. She's looking at us and thinking, I've never heard of that. My friend had never heard of that. Why do you want me to do that? Yeah, it's the same concept here, which is basically what is it? Please find it, Mandela. It is where is in other words. I wish I can do Control F here. Man, I've just read you. Brr. Shipping fixes with figured. Why didn't I write stuff behind? The value bar. Hi, this one. Oh yeah, this one. Let me let me make it a better color. This one. Okay, the value of each participant. The value of each participant is driven primarily by how many other people he can communicate with. I love this. So it's like the value of their product is basically how many people she can communicate with, right? Talk about it. So if she's the only one who has a cell phone, right? They're just I will color code it. Whatever that is this, right? It has to be very important. Whatever that is this, nah, I can pick more colors. But yeah, so that's why she's asking. Well, it is the thing that connects with the instant messaging staging client. She's looking at us and thinking, I've never heard of that. My friends have never heard of that. Why do you want me to do that? It required a lot of explanation, and instant messaging add-on was not a product a category that exists in her mind. Okay, but since she was in the room with us, we were able to talk to her into doing it. She downloaded the product, and then we say, "Okay, invite one of your friends to chat." And she said, "No way." We say, "Why not?" And she says, "Well, I don't know if this thing is cool yet. You want me to risk inviting one of my friends? What are they going to think of me? If it sucks, they're going to think I suck, right?" And we say no, it's a social project. She looks at us. She looks at us. Her face filled with doubt. You can see that this is a dead deal breaker. Of course, the first time I had that experience, I said it's all right. It's just this one person sent her away and get me a new one. Then a second customer comes in and what? It's I said it's all right. Just one person sent her away and get me a new one. Then second customer comes in and say the same thing. And third customer comes in and the same thing. You start seeing. So people were kind of hesitant to bring someone to not risk their reputation, and that's basically everywhere. Nobody would refer you to a shitty app. Okay. A product like what? Where? I lost. I lost. Okay. Then the second customer. So you start to see a pattern, and no matter how stubborn you are, there is obviously something wrong, right? Customer kept saying, I want to use it by myself. I want to try it first to see if it's really cool before I invite a friend. Our team was from a video game industry, so we understood what that meant. Single player mode. So we built a single player version. We would bring a new customer into our office. They would customize the avatar and download the project like before. Then they would go into single player mode, and we would say, play with your avatar and dress it up. Check out the cool moves it can make, followed by okay, you did that by yourself. Now it's time to invite one of your friends. You can see what is coming. They would say, no way, isn't cool. And we would say, well, we told you it wasn't going to be cool. What is the point of single player experience for a social product? See, we thought we should get a gold star for listening to our customers. Expect our customers still didn't like the product. They would look at us and say, listen, old man, you don't understand. What is the deal with this crazy business of inviting friends before I know if it's cool? It was a total deal breaker out of because we are social animals, right? We are social creatures like that live on social acceptance criteria, and that's basically embeds in everything, literally, from inviting your friend to a restaurant and they keep mocking you for the rest of your life because it was a terrible one, right, to inviting your whoever friend, right, to an app and they keep mocking you because the app is shitty or they took their money, and just like it's a total weirdo thing, you know. So we constantly seeking for validation and from the people around us, right? And that's, I feel it's very incorporated with the business, right? Because business, it's all about customers, right? And customers are a group of people, right? And we like that customers will refer the product to other customers, right? So it's very interesting dynamic of thinking. Okay, let me بس أنص التلفزيون. Sorry. Okay. Out of further inspirations, we introduced a feature called Chat Now that allow you to push a button and be randomly matched with someone elsewhere, anywhere in the world. The only thing you have in common is that you both pushed a button at the same time. That's a cool one. Okay. All of a sudden, in our customer service test, people were saying, "Oh, this is fun." So okay, there's like it's people like uncertainty. It's like not uncertainty, answer المفاجأة. That's why I like that the spin the wheel thingy. We're so dumb. Humans are so dumb. Curiosity. They just clicked on this one. So we would bring them in, and they would use chat now, and maybe they would meet someone they thought was cool. They will say, "Hey, would you will be someone?" Okay, and they would use chat now, and maybe they would meet somebody they thought was cool. They would say, "Hey, that guy was neat." I want to add him to my buddy list. Where is my buddy list? Oh, so and we just like, oh no, you don't want anybody. You don't want anybody list. You want to use your regular buddy list. Don't add her. Mm, you can see the eyes going, that's how you can. A stranger on my eyes to which you respond this. No, one after maybe. That's how many each of us that was used. Okay, they assume that people have IAM account just like how many accounts do they have. So Dean is like the customers. Do you have any idea how many IAM clients I already run? No, one or two maybe. That's how many clients each of us in the office used. To which us, to which the teenager would say, "Duh, I run eight." We had no idea how many instant messaging clients there were in the world. We had incorrect reception, that it is a challenge to learn a new software, and it is tricky to move your friends over to a new buddy list. Our customer revealed that this was nonsense. We wanted to draw a diagram on the whiteboard that showed why our strategy was brilliant, but our customers did not understand concepts like network effect and switching cost. If we tried to explain why they would behave the way we predicted, they would just shake their head at us. Lamented. We had a mental model for how people used software that was years out of date. We had a mental model for how people use the software that was years out of date. And so eventually, painfully, after a dozen of meetings like that, started to drown to us that the I am add concept was fundamentally flawed. Our customer did not want IAM add-on, they wanted a standalone IAM network. They did not consider having to learn how to use the new IAM program as a barrier. On the contrary, our early adopters made the IAM program simultaneously. Our customers were not intimidated by the idea of having to take their friends with the new IAM network. It turned out that they enjoy the challenge given Marshall riding our assumption that customers would want to use a better based on primarily with their existence friend was also wrong. They wanted to make new friends, an activity that really would particularly were shifted to facilitating bit by bit customers tore apart our semi digital strategy. Throwing my work away. Oh, that's interesting. Perhaps you can sympathize with our situation and forgive my obstinacy. After all, it was my work over the prior month that needed to be thrown away. I have slaved over the software that was required to make our IM program inter interoperate with other network, which was at the heart of our original strategy. When it came, when it came time and the country was a strategy against other characters and the fine of good was found. I felt betrayed was devout at the latest shifted the development including now conducted as a child development, which promised how drive based of our drivers of our however is can this is overwhelming me. It's very overwhelming, to be honest. So I'm working on a project that's very fascinating, right? It's like I even before I sleep, I just like think of it and think of how people would interact with it, right? And just like since I'm just like more into like writing the roadmap of it, aligning with the business and everything, right? It's like Duolingo. It's a very funny project, and Iraqi Duolingo, I'd say, right? So, and now just like I'm thinking, like while I'm reading the back of my head, I'm thinking of the happy path for the customer that like written customers get in, book their session, take their 15 minutes small bite, and they're just like go home and they're happy, right? I just like thinking that this is this is the exact mistake that I'm reading, right? It's like people have done this, spent 6 months developing a product that they designed its happy path, right? So they just thought of its happy path, they designed it, they've written everything, right? Then they implement everything upon their perception of what the happy path mean, right? What is the least friction journey, right? And that's just wrong, right? So to me, it's like this really helped me to step really back, right, and really start with customers, right? Like really start with not building a product then testing it, and I feel that I don't think I don't know. It could be agile, but I don't. I feel that there is a smarter way of doing things, right? Which is prototyping, which is something that has been there since so long, right? So I feel that I should prototype this, prototype how I envision the high path, and go to the secondary questions like who am I targeting with this? Like, am I targeting teenagers? Am I targeting students? Am I targeting corporate employees, right? And then just like go make focus group with those targeted people. And it's like, hey, I have this. What do you think of it, right? And I might end up swimming in a pool that nobody will touch, right? I might be building stuff that are very typical, classical, and does not go with the AI generation, right? And I might ended up ditching this whole idea and just like turn it into a chatbot. That's way easier, right? Because to my small brain, this my the product that I'm building, it has to be heavily AI driven. It should never be human dependent 100%, right? Because this industry, it's very easy. Why would people come to me else? They can go to GPT and they can do their own homework there. We need to really answer this question: why would people use us instead of GPT? So value versus waste. Before I proceed, I feel that I want to unload whew, the stuff that are in my head, and how I unload them. I just write them. So value and waste. I've written on this page like, oh fuck. I wish that none of my family teenagers ended up reading this book. Anyhow, so value versus waste. In other words, which of our efforts are value creating and which are wasteful? This question is other. Oh my god, questions are so good. Like كل ما تمشي الأيام, I'm realizing that life is all about asking the right question. That's it. That's just it. Just ask the question the right way, and you will. Because questions direct your way of thinking, right? So the question here: which of our effort are value creating? How do we know it's value creating? We have to know that it should not based on our perception, right? So we have to go see what value creating means to the customers, then build it, right? Which of our effort are value creating and which are wasteful, right? It's funny. I love it. It's so funny. This question is at the heart of the lean manufacturing revolution. It's the first question any lean manufacturing at heart is trying to ask, learning to see waste, and then no, I need to mark those questions are so important to my so learning to see waste and then systematically eliminate it has allowed lean companies such as such as Toyota do dominate entire industries. In other world of a software, the agile development methodologies I had practiced until that time had their origin of in lean thinking. They were designed to eliminate waste too. Yet those methods had led me down to the road in which the majority of my team efforts were wasted. Why? The answer came to me slowly over the sequence over the subsequent years. Lean thinking defines value as providing benefit to the customers. Anything else is a waste. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. Which is I don't like. So basically, here, what I'm reading, what I'm understanding is so it's never about how meaningful the product is, right? It's never about because meaningful is subjective, right? And it's also never about how noble it is, right? Like it's not it's never about how life changer, how noble again, noble is a nice word, how impactful, right? Because because you could build something that's very meaningful, right? In a community that does not see this as meaningful, right? So them not seeing it as a meaningful does not defeat it's does not defeat the fact it's meaningful, right? So building an app to encourage people on reading, right? It's like if the community or the target customer target you're targeting are not finding this to be meaningful, that does not defeat the fact that this is meaningful regardless, right? So that's way of molding the business based on a target. That the target could be paralyzed, right? Could be even wrong, right? Could be misled, misunderstood, right? Or just taken by laziness, right? So I feel that we are in a phase of life where we're building stuff to meet customers' need, regardless of how truthful that is, right? And the reward is money, right? So we are designing whatever for them, whatever that could intrigue them just to get money out of them, regardless of how impactful that is, right? Because here they shifted their whole business model based on curiosity, right? Because like the customer really like to connect with other people, right? And that's to me is it's not genuine. I wouldn't think of it as a good thing, right? But again, I'm basing it on my own vision, but taking it from my own vision, right? So let's go back to the reading example, right? Or let's subjectively, right? So does if your segments of people you're targeting does not see your product as meaningful, does that defeat the fact that it is good, right? Or bad, you know? And why I'm asking this, because I'm things like, is it really about building stuff that's really help humans make their life better, or it's building stuff that could generate money from them, regardless of how beneficial that is, right? Because in the example of book, right, I don't think companies will do educate people to change the customer habit, right? And even stick with the short, aiming that those short customers or few customers will be bigger in the future because they have bigger vision, right? No, they want instant. And again, I feel that my thinking has a lot of personalization, but I just try to subjectivize the question that is, if my product value proposition, right, is not seen by the segment I'm targeting, does that mean the value proposition I'm making is not as valuable, as life changing, right? That's the question. That's the question. Yet those methods had led me down to I hate this fact. I hate the capital. It's not that I hate the capitalism. It's hate that I feel like this just realization that I got. Yet those methods had led me down to the road. Okay, the answer came to me slowly over the subsequences. They can be defined value as a providing benefit. As defining benefit to the customers, anything else is a waste. And a manufacturer building customer don't care how the product is assembled, only that it works correctly. But in a startup, how the customer is and what the customer might find valuable or unknown. Part of ensuring that the essential part of the definition of a startup. I realized that for startup, we needed a new definition of value at the progress we had made, was what we had learned over those first months. How our with career value for customers and think of anything that happened to anyone about first I'm really sad. I feel that like this realization hits me so bad in a way that just shut my energy. I don't like this realization because I believe in. That wasn't a very nice ending. But yeah, life is all about experimentation. I will try to find answer for this question, like hopefully in this book or somewhere else. But it has to be answered. Otherwise, I don't think I can keep going. I don't think I can keep wasting my life for the sake of money. It's never noble for me. It's never something that I would do. It's not something that I would waste my life on. Anyhow, thank you. Bye bye.